Wednesday, December 6, shortly before the official statements of the U.S. President Donald Trump regarding Jerusalem, Pope Francis and the heads of the local churches reaffirmed the vocation of the Holy City to peace.
In Bethlehem, Advent began with the solemn entrance of the custos of the Holy Land in the city and with the Christmas tree lighting in the manger square.
The Apostolic Administrator of the Latin Patriarchate of Jerusalem gathered with the few hundred Christians who live in the Gaza Strip. This is the first time he has done so since his appointment.
From November 26th to December 1st, in Nazareth, the Week of Healing was held with different activities that were open to the public, visits to schools, conferences, spirituality, and prayer meetings.
The group, Mary's Families of Nazareth, chose to take care of the Christian community, a small gesture of love.
The As I Am exhibition, curated by 15 former prisoners led by photojournalist Andrea Krogman, was inaugurated on November 30th and will remain open for 2 weeks at St. Andrew's Church in Jerusalem.
During Wednesday morning traditional catechesis in the Vatican, Pope Francis expressed deep concern about the intention of the U.S. President Donald Trump to transfer the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem and to recognize the Holy City as the capital of Israel. The Holy Father addressed a passionate appeal to the international community to ensure that everyone is committed to respecting the status quo of the city in accordance with the relevant UN resolutions. Jerusalem, Pope Francis continued, is a unique city, sacred to Jews, Christians, and Muslims, who venerate the holy places of their respective religions. It is a city with a special vocation to peace. The Pope prayed to God for this identity to be preserved and strengthened, and that wisdom and prudence prevail to avoid new elements of tension in a world that is already convulsed and marked by so many cruel conflicts. In tune with the Pope's message, the patriarchs and heads of the local churches of Jerusalem, including the Apostolic Administrator, Monsignor Pierbattista Pizzaballa, and the Custos of the Holy Land, Father Francesco Paton, sent a public letter to the American president. This is how the text reads: Jerusalem is the city of God. It is the city of peace for us and for the world. However, today, it is a land of conflict. Those who love Jerusalem must work to make this land a place of peace, of life, and dignity for its inhabitants.
This past Saturday in Bethlehem, the lights of the traditional Christmas tree in the manger square next to the Basilica of the Nativity were lit. The big moment was preceded by a celebration that brought together a large crowd.
Questa di oggi è una grande festa che dà l'inizio.
Today's celebration marks the beginning of a very important season. During Advent, Bethlehem is transformed. From today onwards, the attention of the whole world, at least in prayers, is addressed to Bethlehem. This is an important message for us, and it is nice to see Bethlehem celebrating. Usually the name of Bethlehem evokes wars, conflicts, and problems. It is time to celebrate, and we truly enjoy it.
È un momento di festa e noi ce lo godiamo così com'è.
The evening was even more animated thanks to the performances of great Arab music singers who sang traditional Christmas songs. The Custos of the Holy Land, Father Francesco Paton, briefly greeted those present and blessed the great Christmas symbol. This celebration is only the beginning of preparations for Christmas, for Jesus' birth, which took place exactly here in Bethlehem, and which is celebrated all over the world.
2,000 years ago, Saint Joseph and Mary came here, and there was no room for them. There was only a cave. I say to the Lord, today our heart is your cave. Come and visit us, because when we welcome you, our life changes for the better. It is a blessing to be here in Bethlehem, to be born here. We are all precious to Jesus, but being here now is truly a blessing.
تغير حياتنا للأحلى.
أجواء العيد بالنسبة إلي أحلى إشي وإحنا دايما بنيجي هان ودايما.
I love this Christmas atmosphere. We never fail to participate in all Christmas events because Jesus was born here. There is celebration, joy, peace, and love. We all feel love and peace before the birth of the child Jesus.
Another important event took place on Saturday morning when, following the tradition, the custos of the Holy Land solemnly entered the city of Bethlehem. Father Francesco Patone was warmly welcomed by the people and civil authorities, including the new mayor of the city of Bethlehem.
استقبال حارس الأراضي المقدسة عادة.
In Bethlehem, the welcoming of the custos of the Holy Land generally takes place at the beginning of the Christmas preparation, according to the Gregorian calendar. This is an event linked to the religious protocol for the Christmas celebrations. Before entering the Basilica of the Nativity through the Humility Gate, Father Francesco Patone was welcomed by the authorities of both the Greek Orthodox and the Armenian churches, which together with the Franciscans guard this holy place. The solemn entrance of the custos in Bethlehem ended at the Church of St. Catherine, which is located in the Basilica complex. Father Francesco Patone stopped for a moment of prayer before the image of the patron of the Latin Church of Bethlehem, whose feast is celebrated on this date.
Questo è l'ingresso di Santa Caterina che
The entrance into the Church of St. Catherine usually takes place on the first Sunday of Advent and is a way of saying that we are all called to walk towards Jesus in anticipation of our encounter with him. This is, therefore, a beautiful symbol for the whole Christian community, of the expectation of the people of God who await the fulfillment of history. We await his encounter with
la
history.
storia che avviene nel momento in cui noi incontriamo lui.
Et Filius et Spiritus Sanctus.
The Apostolic Administrator of the Latin Patriarchate of Jerusalem, Monsignor Pierbattista Pizzaballa, made a pre-Christmas visit to the Gaza Strip. This was the first of its kind since he was appointed. From December 1st through 3rd, with Christmas around the corner, the Archbishop visited the Christian community in Gaza City to meet the Church of the Holy Family parishioners and to understand their living conditions and the hardships they face daily. After a busy program of events, the Apostolic Administrator and those with him were welcomed at the Bet Hanun checkpoint by the pastor, Father Mario da Silva, some missionary Sisters of Charity and Sisters of the Rosary, as well as by various officials from other church organizations. Upon their arrival in the Latin monastery, the group was welcomed by the St. Joseph Scouts, along with the sisters and other parishioners. In the churchyard, Monsignor Pizzaballa shook hands with those present, expressing his deep gratitude for the parish's many activities. A special place was reserved for young Christians who met for the occasion. So many important issues were pressing to them: having a home, a job, all conditions that allow them to stay and grow in the land where they were born without abandoning it. The Apostolic Administrator then visited the School of the Holy Family in the neighborhood of Al-Rimal in the center of Gaza, and the School of the Rosary called Dar es Salam, the House of Peace, that welcomes children with special needs and even elderly people who receive care from missionary Sisters of Charity. The nuns were overjoyed by Pizzaballa's arrival, and he was welcomed with tambourines and songs. On the third day of his visit, before leaving the Gaza Strip, the Apostolic Administrator presided over a Holy Mass at the Church of the Holy Family. It was concelebrated by the pastor and the other priests present. A few hundred parishioners were present. For the occasion, during the liturgical celebration, a group of children received First Communion and Confirmation, a small symbol of this community's roots. From November 26th to December 1st, at Nazareth, the Week of Healing was held with various activities that were open to the public. visits to schools, mobile clinics in the town square, conferences, spirituality and prayer meetings for health professionals.
The Week of Healing was a week of physical and spiritual care. It was the first time that this organization promoted such an event, which was dedicated not only to people in society but also to health workers who work here.
The initiative was promoted by the Nazareth Trust, an organization of Scottish origin that has been operating in this city since 1861, when the first missionary doctor arrived. The current English hospital currently has about 140 beds and over 400 employees. Approximately 50,000 emergency patients receive treatment here yearly.
Well, the Nazareth Trust is a Christian organisation, and as Christians we believe that Jesus is our healer. And also as a Nazareth Trust we run the hospital, which obviously is all about treating the sick. But we wanted to do as an organisation not only treat the sick physically, so that's having the best facilities, the best doctors, but also to provide opportunities to pray for people, for spiritual healing, emotional healing, as well as physical healing.
The different activities involved hospital health workers, nursing school students, as well as the city residents. A notable contribution was given by a group of Scottish pastoral assistants who came for the occasion.
I think that's been the most important thing, is how we integrate again the spiritual with the clinical. This integration of clinical, spiritual, because people are spiritual beings as well as physical and emotional. And so this week, this is what we've tried to do.
At the end of the week, during a moment of reflection in a prayer meeting, some people were able to share what they learned from the different activities.
The human being is made of both body and spirit. Despite this unity, these dimensions are sometimes kept separate. A healthy spirit will straighten our whole life and will positively influence our relationships with others. In this hospital, our mission is to inspire the staff to be men and women after Christ's own heart, so they are able to work with a spirit of service and love.
A third of all Christians in Israel live here. It is the largest Arab city in the country, and a third of its inhabitants are Christians. This is Nazareth, the Pearl of Galilee. Founded in a basin surrounded by hills, a tangible example of peaceful coexistence between different religions, this city and the Christian community are also preparing for Christmas.
قررنا نعمل هاي الشجرة اللي هي عملياً بتضم
Christmas means love and gift, so we decided that we had to do something for the parish and for all the Christians in the city. We decided to decorate this tree with the names of children in need. Their names were given to us by the schools in total secrecy. The group Mary's Families decided to take care of the less fortunate, decorating the Christmas tree. At a time like Christmas, as many as 9 schools and 430 children are involved, a sign of love to keep these stones alive.
احنا بنحط هاي الشجرة هون مع
We decorated the tree here in the church because we wanted the whole parish community to share this beautiful thing by taking a ticket and buying a gift for a youngster, even a symbolic gift, because we are not interested in the value of the gift, but rather in the idea of giving a little love.
العطاء المهم المحبة اللي تكون.
The inscription Verbum caro hic factum est, here the word became flesh, inside the cave located in the Basilica of the Annunciation, reminds us that here, in the Virgin Mary's womb, God became man, the Holy Family as an example of faith, mercy, and human warmth.
عائلات مريم ابتدأت
The group, Mary's Families, was founded in 2014 during a spiritual retreat organized for about 12 couples from the parish. At the end of the 2-day retreat, the couples decided to continue their meetings, and since then, we have been meeting once a month, each time in a different place. A priest or a nun are also present at the meetings. We meditate on the Gospel, on the Holy Spirit, or on other topics, and we pray together.
الروح القدس عدة مواضيع زائد منصلي مع بعض.
Nowadays, living the Christian faith in the Middle East, as we learn from the Daily Chronicle, is not easy at all. Through this gesture, the families of Nazareth want to convey their vocation by witnessing the Gospel.
عيد الميلاد لإلي فرح
إنه
For me, Christmas is a season of joy for the birth of Jesus that we celebrate together in the family. We meet. Our family meets other families. It is an opportunity to celebrate Christmas and the birth of the Lord.
فرصة لنا كلنا نجتمع مع بعض ونحتفل عيد ميلاد ربنا.
بهمنا إنه وحدة كل الرعية.
The feeling of unity among the Christians of Nazareth is important. Our goal is to give and to love. That is our sense of unity.
حلو إنه العطاء، المحبة، الوحدة.
أنا كتير بيهمني إني أنا أشارك وأعبر شوي أقل ما في عن شعوري يعني من ناحيتي للناس اللي
I spent 18 years in prison. I accepted to participate in this project because I wanted to express the feelings I have for the people who helped me, who wished for me to have a normal, trouble-free and drug-free life, a life free of difficulties.
Muhammad now lives in Jerusalem and works for a bus company, but he is also one of the ex-convicts who participated in the As I Am photo exhibition. The project, which is the culmination of a workshop led by photojournalist Andrea Krogman and which was promoted by the House of Grace in Haifa, was presented to the public on St. Andrew Feast Day in the Scottish Church of Jerusalem.
The idea was to start a 5-session workshop in which former prisoners could express their own issues in a therapeutic way, as well as their future goals and desires, in addition to sharing what the House of Grace represents to them. This is what the exposition is about from everyone's point of view. That is why we call it As I Am through the camera.
The House of Grace was founded in 1982 by a Palestinian Christian couple, Agnes and Camille Shhade. The starting point was the biblical verse from the Gospel of Matthew. I was hungry and you fed me, a prisoner and you came to see me. Its mission is to welcome abandoned former prisoners, giving them a home and a second family.
The mission started expanding according to the needs of the society. So today we have several projects running as aiding families in need and youth at risk. But the main goal is still to try and provide those released prisoners a warm home where they can stand on their feet again with, of course, professional help to get back into society.
Today, the House brings together a staff of 15 members and 15 former prisoners and reaches 250 to 300 needy families in the Haifa area, as well as 90 to 100 children involved in afternoon activities. The entire staff share the same desire, to help them discover that they are precious and unique, and that they also have the skills and gifts to be put to good use like everyone else.
I did not trust anyone, but the people with whom I lived in the House of Grace gave me confidence and self-esteem and made me feel like a human being who has the right to live like others. They made me realize that I was born to live like everyone else with respect and dignity.